welcome to Holistic Health Divas. So, today in our interview session, we have Dusti Pate. And Dusty is from Houston and India. So, Dusty, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience and share us your vision?
Yes, my name is Dusti Pate, and I'm with Healing the Present. I am an emotion body code practitioner, as well as Reiki and a mindfulness coach. I live just south of Houston in Texas, and my whole mission is actually to help men, women, all people feel more grounded and hopeful in their life. I know that we're constantly dealing with stress and work issues, family life issues, traumas, health issues, and all of these things can lead us to feel very unbalanced. Of course, this can decrease the feeling of happiness, cause us to feel disconnected to those around others. We get these feelings of just being exhausted and even angry a lot of the times. So my practice combines the emotion body code as well as Reiki and mindfulness coaches to address all these things in a holistic manner. You see, I've worked in the medical field as in physical therapy for over 25 years. And something I have to say I've noticed is traditional Western medicine, anyways, it doesn't always address the emotional well-being, our essence when we're dealing with health issues. So much of the time they just want to give out a pill and send you on your merry way. But I can tell that when you take care of a person holistically, incorporate in their emotional health as well as just general well-being, and we can get those things under control, then people have a better sense of happiness and peace. And then a lot of the health issues, the body will start to heal itself. So my overall mission is just to make sure to educate people, to help them through this process, to help heal them so they can move forward with their life.
So, this indeed is a very important topic because during the pandemic, we know and we hear of so many of us like going through a lot of stress and anxiety, work related, personal stress, and the pandemic itself is giving us a lot of anxiety issues. So, Dusty's healing the present. So, Dusty, healing the present through emotion code. How does this work? And what is emotion code?
Well, what is the emotion code and how does it work? Well, the emotion code, it's just an energy healing technique. There's different forms of energy healing. Energy healing has been around for thousands of years. And most people don't know much about it. They don't know how to access it, but it's been around and anybody can utilize it. To understand how the emotion code came about, it's just one form of energy healing. And Dr. Bradley Nelson developed this particular form several years ago. He is a practicing chiropractor and he had his own business. And during that time, he had noticed that some of his patients weren't necessarily getting better. He would adjust them, they'd feel good, they'd go home, and they'd come right back a week or two later with the same issue. So he was trying to figure out why certain people weren't getting better with his treatments. So he decided one day, well, actually, after a lot of prayer and guidance, he kind of essentially got a vision of a way to maybe make this work. So he developed the emotion code where he figured out that it was trapped emotions that was causing actual problems on our physical tissues. Now, trapped emotions, what is that? Well, you have to understand emotions are just energy in motion. So when we feel anger and upset and we're frustrated, you can feel that. You can feel that moving through your body. People get nervous, they can feel it in their stomach. So these are these energies moving through. The problem is over time, we kind of like bury them. We try to suppress them because maybe the situation is we can't really express our anger. If you're sitting in your boss's office and getting chewed out, you can't exactly yell at them. So you hold it back. But over time, that gets stuck in us. And on a subconscious level, we forget and consciously we forget about them. On a subconscious level, we don't. And they get in our bodies and get stuck. So he ended up trying this technique out with a few of his clients. And lo and behold, when he released these past emotions that were stuck inside, they recovered. They got better. He didn't even have to do a chiropractic adjustment. He could just release trapped emotions and he got better. And so you got to understand not only is the emotions energy, our whole body is made of energy. On an atom level, it's just energy floating around. And then each atom makes up cells, and each cell makes up organs, and your organs make up your body. So we are just energetic beings. And because emotions are energy, our organs are energy, we can have energetic imbalances as well, not just through emotions, but inside of each organ, our cell, our nervous system. All of it moves energy through. And if we have an imbalance on that, we can obviously have some major issues. And so that's how the emotion code got developed. And that's how I utilize my services.
Amazing. So this is so interesting, isn't it? What Dusty explained to us is that these are trapped emotions, and it can be from any phase of your life, like you during your childhood, your adulthood, and sometimes we do not even realize that the emotions are trapped. We move on and we think that we have completely moved on from a situation, but no, it keeps coming back and it's there, and we carry a lot of baggage. And like Dusty explained to us, like it is possible to get rid of those trapped emotions, and that is what she does through emotion code. Okay, so can energy healing cure stress completely?
Can energy cure stress completely? Well, that's a very good question. I would have to say it's not going to cure you completely because life happens. What the goal here is to release the negative energies that are weighing us down. And then when we do that, we're helping to build a better foundation. If you think about it, if you can clean up the foundation and then you can continue to build new techniques, you can build new ways of thinking so that moving forward, you can manage your stress better. That is my whole goal. By incorporating different mindful techniques, once you've released all of this, such as meditation. Meditation is a great thing. Add in journaling. So when you're feeling stressed, get your emotions out. Let them flow out on a piece of paper and pen. Just get it out of your head instead of trying to suppress it. Learning different techniques on how to, breathe through the emotions as they come up. So we're all going to get stressed. I mean, that's life. It's going to happen. I mean, you can clear out the old junk from things in the past, but tomorrow something traumatic could happen. But being able to be aware of what you're thinking and believing about that particular situation, being in that moment and learning how to like slow your breathing down, focus, and be like, don't get overwhelmed by it. That's where the mindfulness coaching comes in that I've incorporated into my sessions, as well as the release of the old stuff. So no, is it going to totally heal and cure all stress? No. Is it going to heal past stress? Yes. But moving forward, my goal is to make sure you're taught ways to deal with it as it comes up so you don't get in this situation where you're at now, where you've got all this past crap, because moving to the next day and the next day, if you don't know how to release all that stuff and handle it, you'll just build it back up. So it's not a cure all, but it is definitely a very good way to move forward in life so that you can be able to manage the little things and the big things that are thrown at you from one day to the next.
Perfect. So now, speaking from my experience, I've had these sessions with Dusty, and when she said emotion code, and like you could do it virtually, I was surprised myself. Like it's energy. We're talking about energy here, and how's she going to connect with me, and how are we going to get this done? But it was done so beautifully, and she did it through muscle testing. So, Dusty, could you explain to our audience about muscle testing?
Muscle testing. That's a good question because a lot of people are like, what the heck is that? I know when I first learned about emotion code and had my first sessions, it just seemed a little out there. Like, how is this going to work? And I didn't have sessions in person, I had them from a distance as well. So it just seemed a little woohoo or crazy that somebody could muscle test to get answers from my subconscious. So what exactly is muscle testing is it's a way to connect with your subconscious. Now, we believe that the subconscious is basically your internal computer, your operating system. It is the framework. It knows everything that's ever happened in your life. It knows every emotion you went through, every trauma you went through, whether you're, it just knows everything. It just knows everything. So, but the problem is most of us work from a conscious level, kind of like opening up an app. It's just that app. So we're not necessarily aware of what's going on in the background. And even when we try to think about the past, a lot of times our memories don't recall everything. I don't remember when I was 3 years old. So, muscle testing is a way of asking the subconscious direct questions. The subconscious will answer in a certain way to positive or true statements, and it will answer in a different way to negative or no questions or answers. So, how does that work exactly? So, our body has that energy flowing through us. The energy is attracted or wants to move forward towards yes or truth and wants to move away for no or negative. And so, a real basic technique to do this is what we call the sway test. What you would do is you would stand up, and when you stand up, you just stand real still. You got your feet spread apart, and you could ask, really kind of think, take a deep breath in. And well, first you could start with just thinking positive thoughts. Think about love and unconditional love, something that makes you happy, and just stand there. You will notice your body wanting to sway forward just ever so slightly at first. The more you do it, the more it reacts. Your body will react stronger. But you'll feel like in your hips move forward just a little. Then if you stop and think about something negative, war, anger, hate, something just not good, you're gonna feel it want to sway backwards. So with that positive energy, that love, etc., that you were thinking about, you're moving towards it. You're moving forward. When you go back, you move backwards towards away from the negative stuff when you think about the negative stuff. So you can even ask questions like, okay, my name is Dusty. And you'll feel yourself come forward because that's true. My name is Dusty. Now, if I was to say my name is Preeti, I'll feel my body move backwards because that's not true. That's false. So with the emotion code, what we do is we basically have a flow chart of emotions. There's like columns. And when I'm working with somebody, I can ask, does this person have a trapped emotion? And I'll get a yes. And then I'll say, is it in column A or column B? And if yes, if it's A, B, if it's yes, when I answer, then I can go down the column and narrow down where the emotion is. Now, how does that work from a distance? Well, you see, in person, I would just test you directly. I could have you put your arm out and gently put pressure, and it will stay strong. If it's true. If it's negative and I push down, it will kind of give. That's how you test somebody in person. Now, from a distance, you have to understand that energy knows no bounds. Time, distance, it doesn't matter. Energy is constantly flowing. It can flow from one end of the universe over to the next in a blink of an eye. It's not bound by standard physics. So, with that said, what I do is in a session is I will ask that the divine, God, however you wish to look at it, for guidance and that my energy can connect with your energy so that I can read it. And then what happens is I will then test on myself in place of you. So in other words, I'll become your avatar, is how I like to look at it. So I'm now, my body is representing you. And so when I'm testing on myself and I say my name is Preeti, it would stay strong. And if I say my name is Dusty, it would go weak because right now I am you. And then I could go through all of the questions from a distance, getting those same answers as if I was there in person with you testing. So that's how it kind of works from a distance. And thank goodness it works like that because, this past year with the way COVID's been, we're not supposed to be in person. We're social distancing. The world is opening up. Everybody's meeting through Zoom and various other online interview methods. So this works out great, which is awesome because, the universe knows we can connect no matter where we're at. So that is exactly how the muscle testing works. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it absolutely does amazing things, even from that far away.
Absolutely.
So distance is never, it's not an issue. Or distance is like you don't have to worry that, oh, I'm here and how is Dusty going to do it for me? So even if you're in the US and you're in any part of the US, like feel free to call her and she's going to be muscle testing you from her location and you present in your location. And trust me, like when I did that, like I did not feel any of the session. How did I feel after the session? After the session, there are some new things that comes up, like, and she Dusty did speak to me about that, and she said, like, pretty keep watching your emotions, pretty keep see if there's anything new that surfaces. So I did feel a few things, and what happened to me after 2 3 days was that there was a lot of clarity in my thoughts, and I really felt that the energy flow was better. And yes, even till date, when I think of the session that I had with Dusty, there are many things. There are some things she pointed out, and she said, like, "Oh, this happened then, and this happened at this age," and I was quite surprised, and I'm like, "Wow!" And she can even pinpoint and tell you when this particular incident happened in your life, and help you remove those blocks for you. And that is how she says that you can sort of remove the stress or the anxiety that you're going through right now, and there are ways to manage it in the future.
Now, after sessions, it's important to make sure people are aware you have just detoxed negative energy. Just like if you were to go on a diet detox where maybe you fast for a while or you only drink juices and your body detoxes out toxins, a lot of times we don't feel as good as we would hope initially. We feel better once it gets out of our system. Well, the emotion code, body code works the same way. When we're detoxing out all the negative yuck that's been trapped in us, some people will experience a detoxing type processing. And I like to make sure to let people know that. Not everybody has it, okay? And some people have very minor processing where they just feel kind of tired and not a big thing. Others feel it really strong. I had one client, for instance, who had a very big uh, reaction to it. Like as soon as the session was done, she was wiped out, energetically just wiped out. And she knew after the first time, any session we had, she might as well just cancel everything she had planned because she was going to bed so she could rest her body. Myself, I don't usually have any kind of processing. Everybody's different. Some people, because you're releasing emotions, like negative emotions, they'll feel those emotions kind of come up, not real strong, but enough that they're like, man, I feel sad. I feel sad for some reason. Well, we just released a lot of negative stuff, and sadness might have been one of them. So some people aren't per se reliving it, they just kind of feeling it. But as it processes out of our energetic body in a day or even a few hours, they feel much better and they feel lighter and they feel happier. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that, because just like anything where you're trying to improve and balance out your system, whether it's your digestive system, your energetic body system, sometimes people will have a little bit of processing
I
to do.
remember you said, like, Preeti, keep yourself hydrated and drink plenty of water. So,
Yes.
why so? It's because it's a cleansing process.
It is very important to stay hydrated. Basically, your body, the energy, the electricity in your body requires good hydration. Your body is like 75% water. So you want to make sure you stay hydrated. We all know that dehydration is a common problem everywhere. Most people do not drink enough water. And if you think about it, dehydration has symptoms of, brain fog, slow reaction time. It can just cause things to be off. Your body muscles don't, heal as well when you're not hydrated. So it is important to stay hydrated even when we're releasing energy, because energy flows and it's got to flow through stuff. And without being hydrated, you don't have that good flow, just like the ocean. The ocean flows, and that's all water. Our energy flows. So we've got to make sure you stay hydrated during this process. I myself have to stay very hydrated too, even when I'm acting in placement of you, because sometimes if we're not hydrated, I'm not going to get the same answers I need because things are not moving like they should so that we can get the correct answers. So hydration is highly important, not just for the sessions, but for your overall health.
So this is like super interesting information, and like it's worth giving it a try. And if you're really interested, and if you would like to try emotion code for yourself, Dusty, could you please tell us about your programs, and do you have anything special
Ah,
for the audience?
The different packages I have currently, you can check them out on healingthepresent.com. But one of the first packages I have is called Open My Heart. Now, this is a package of 3 sessions, and the purpose of this is to just focus on anything you might want to focus on. There's a thing called a heart wall that we can address during this session. And a heart wall basically is a wall of emotions that over time you've put around your heart as a protective mechanism. The problem with that is, just like any wall, it blocks a lot of things out. So if you feel like you're disconnected from people, you feel depressed and anxious, you just don't feel like you're connecting, maybe you don't feel like you're attracting the things you need to, you probably have a heart wall. 93% of the people, Dr. Bradley found, have a heart wall. So in these Open My Heart sessions, we can address that. But we don't have to address that. We can address anything you want to focus on. Some people just want to focus on pain. And pain is really a very easy thing to address. And usually most people notice that right away, because you can be sitting there feeling pain, like in your back. And after the session, you can tell immediately if it went down, if it went away altogether. I know I had a client once who had been dealing with back pain for years, like 30 something years. After just 2 sessions, her back pain was gone. She was totally amazed. And it's still gone. It's not like it just disappeared. It's not a placebo effect. It is gone. And she feels wonderful. I do have another package as far as sessions, group sessions are concerned, a group of sessions called Calling in Abundance. It's a session, a package of 6 sessions. And this is to help release any blocks or beliefs that you feel like you have within you. Maybe you don't feel like you are at your full potential to attract abundance, and you feel like you aren't getting ahead in an abundant way. We can get to the bottom of your beliefs, find out what are your beliefs, what's holding you back, help release some of those beliefs. So that's a package of 6. Of course, I do offer one-on-one, just one session, because some people don't want to commit to a package. They want to just try it out because this is new to them. They're not sure if it's going to work. They're kind of concerned. So there is an opportunity to just, sign up and do one session, just get the feel of it. And for those with the Holistic Health Divas, I am offering 15% off on those particular packages right now. So if you were to message me and say that you would like to sign up and where you heard this from, you'll get a discount.
So, healingthepresent.com is Dusti's website, and she's on Instagram. So, Dusti Pate, look for Dusti Pate, and I'll leave a link below and check her website as well as the link.
I am also very, very excited to say I am launching in June a new program. It's called Breaking the Cycle. This is to address high functioning anxiety. It is for women, and it's going to be an 8-week program. Women that suffer from high functioning anxiety might include some of the symptoms, just to give you a heads up, are, you tend to be a people pleaser. You talk a lot. You're very nervous. You have nervous habits like biting your lip. You overthink. Poor sleep habits, need for reassurance, codependency, overly busy, and fear of saying no. A lot of these women don't appear to be having any issues in life. They're like overachievers, type A personalities, but on the inside, there's a lot of breakdown. So the program I'm developed and launching in June is really simple. It's going to include 8 individual sessions, one-on-one. It's going to have an online workbook to aid you through processing and progressing forward. There's going to be 8 weekly group sessions because I'm calling in, 10 beautiful women so we can all be a community and meet with each other. We can share our stories. We can know that we're not alone in this. We can help support each other. We're going to do that through a private Facebook group with other women. There will be 24/7 message support between times, so you will be able to message me. We're going to learn some mindfulness techniques through this process. It is an all-out program to help those that are dealing with anxiety, and that's launching in June. So if you want more information on that, by all means, check out my website, or you can check me out on Instagram at Dusti Pate, like she said. And that way you can send me a message. I can send you some more information. We can talk and get to the bottom of things. But that is the newest thing that I'm so, so excited about. And I can't wait to talk to some more people in regards to that. We only have a few spots, but it is opened for enrollment at this time.
We hope that you enjoyed the session today with Dusti Pate and all that information that was given. And if you have anything to ask, you can please mention in the comment. And do visit her website and her social media handles. And thank you, Dusti, for
Thank
joining us on this wonderful session today.
you.
And for the audience, like the video. I'm sure like you enjoyed the video and the information that was shared by Dusti. And do subscribe to the channel to learn more. Thank you for watching us today.
Thank you, Preeti.